Good evening, everyone. I hope that intro was dramatic enough for you. Yeah, wow. What can I say? New build. So, first of all, I do have to shout at Ian. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to do this for you, sir. I am a bit nervous. I'm not going to admit. I'm sure I'll be fine when I get into it a bit. But obviously, because it's not mine, it just makes you that bit nervous. But I know there's been some double ups with some of the first packs, so I'm not too worried at the moment because if anything goes wrong, it won't. But if it does, there's spares. But no, Sod's Law, Jolly Dave really wanted to come on the show, and we decided to do Monday because he said Monday was safe because he doesn't have to work because he works like, he would have finished night shift this morning, so he would never have to work on a Monday. So let's do Monday. And Sod's Law, he's been called into work. But it's okay because I have a replacement for tonight. So thank you very much. And that is Dave.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so goodness me, yeah. So well, the good thing that we have in common, me and Geordie Dave, is that we're both Daves. So we're it doesn't matter, does it? So anyway, I'm here in place of Geordie Dave tonight because he's working, and I'm going to be supporting the channel. Alcoholics' channel tonight and his build and reading out your lovely comments for the evening.
Lovely, thank you. Yeah, it's so yeah, I can't believe it's been really quick actually. I didn't, it seemed like 5 minutes ago. I was talking to Ian about this and here we are.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to be led by you, and when you want the chat reading out, I'll do that. And
yeah, let's go for it. Let's say hello to everyone, and then we'll have a look, and I'll give you my little disclaimer.
Okay. So first one in the chat then tonight is Steve131, and he says, "Will be good, Alex. Well, gel." So yeah, hi Steve.
Hi Steve, thank you.
And Steve says at Peter Webster. Then we've got Mary Oglesby saying, "Evening again, everybody, and chatters too." So, hi, ma'am.
Hi, Marie.
And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter. She says, "Good evening again, everyone." So, hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
And then we've got the man himself, Mr. Ian Campbell. He says, "A very good evening, all." So, hi, Ian.
Hey, hi, Ian.
Hope you're well. And Ian says, "Hi, Julie. I'm missing Ted already. Give my four-legged friend a hug from me." Yeah, he's certainly a jack in the box, is that one, isn't he? It's Ted. So, and we've got Dave McBuilds in the building, and he says, "Evening again, everyone, and good luck with the build, Alex, and have a great show." So, hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
And Dave says, "Evening again at Steve131, Mary Oglesby, Yorkshire Crafter, and Ian Campbell." And then we've got my lovely wife in. She's Crafty Chris. Good luck with the build, Alex. Hello, Mary, Julie, Ian, and Dave Mack.
Hi, Chris. Thank you.
Hello, darling. And Dave Mack build says, "Evening again, Crafty Chris." And David Bassett's in the building. He says, "Good evening, everyone." Hi, David.
Hi, David.
Oh, my clicker's stopped working. There we go.
Oh,
so Dave Mack build says, "Evening at David Bassett." And then Lindsay's builds is in the building and he says, "Hello, Horlicks and chat." Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
And Dave Mack build says, "Evening, Lindsay." And David Bassett says, "Hi to Ian Campbell, Dave Mack builds, and Crafty Chris." And Yorkshire Crafter says, "I will, Ian Campbell." That's giving Ted a hug.
Yeah.
And David Bassett says, "Good luck with the build tonight, Horlicks."
Thank you.
And Yorkshire Crafter says, "Hi, Dave Mack builds and Crafty Chris." And then we've got Jackie LFC Gerard in the chat. She says, "Hello, Horlicks, and everyone in the chat. Hope you're all good." Hi, Jackie. Hope
Hi,
you're.
Jackie.
And David Bassett says, evening, Julie at Yorkshire Crafter. Peter Webster says, hi, Mary, Ian, Chris, Lindsay, Dave McBeals, and Dave B. And Dave McBills says, good evening, Sir Dave. Say, good evening to you, Dave McBills. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Dave.
Dave McBills says, hi again, Peter. And Yorkshire Crafter says, hi at David Bassett. David Bassett says, evening again, Sir Dave. Sir, thank you. Good evening to you. And yeah, I will give you a bell, but it's not really significant for this build. So, unless you're on your bike, of course, and you're trying to get away from the tank, get out of the way. Get out of the way. So, Peter Webster says, hi, Julie. And he says, hi, Dave S. Hi, Peter. David Bassett says, evening at Peter Webster. So we've got Anfield Road layout in the loft, and he says, hi, everyone. And that's Lee. Hi, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
And Ian Campbell says, dramatic intro, Alex. Nice. Yes. I've been privileged to see it a couple of times, and yeah, it really is fantastic. Yeah, you've picked the right person to build this, definitely. So Peter Webster says, hi, Steve. And David Bassett says, shame it's not a Leyland Leopard at DS Models and Vintage. Yeah, well, that's why I keep thinking Leyland Leopard. That's how I remember it.
Don't give Ian any ideas.
So Neil Ratcliffe says, good evening to the dramatic duo and all in the chat. So, hi, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
And then Ian says, hi, Dave, answer Dave. So hello to Ian. So I've only got my own brand t-shirt on tonight, so which is that one. So, and I've changed my brand as well, because I'm now known as DS Models and not DS Models and Vintage. So, and I still got to remember to send you that thing, Ian. So that transfer thing, I haven't forgotten. So Dave McBill says, evening, Neil Ratcliffe. Neil Ratcliffe says, hi, Dave Mac. Lee says, hi, Dave Mac. Dave Mac says, hi, Lee. Ian Campbell says, hi, Peter. Crafty Chris says, hi, David Bassett, Lee, and Jackie, and Peter. And Lee says, hi, Ian. Ian says, hi, Lee. Ian says also, hi, Chris. Where's it gone? No. So Anfield Road layout in the loft. Lee says, hi, Peter. Peter says, hi, Alex. Peter says, hi, Lee. Ian Campbell says, sorry, what was that? Something leopard? No, forget it. No. So David Bassett says, evening, Lee at Anfield Road layout in the loft. And that's the chat already. Well, thankfully, yeah, and breathe. Yeah, said David Bassett. Thank you. Thankfully, I don't have to do much in the way of instructions, because most of the instructions, Horlicks is going to tell you all about them.
Well, yeah, they are. Well, they're not even instructions; they're just images. So I will show you that I've. They're online, but obviously I've got access to a heavy-duty printer at work, so I've actually printed them just to make my life a bit easier. So I've printed off a few packs. But you can. This is just a download on the Agora site, and they are literally just pictures. There's no text. And they highlight things. So
Yeah.
Just a little bit of extra care, I think. Just study the photos as I go along. Hopefully, it'll all make sense. And yeah, if there's anything I get really stuck on, I know other people in the community have built this as well. So that's what I was going to say. I love building models. You know, this would be absolutely fine. However, I'm no tank expert. So if I call things thingy-majiggies and knobbly bits, and I don't know the names of half the stuff. You know, I know some stuff. You know, obviously you've got the gun, the turret, you've got the hatch, the tracks, and that's probably about as far as it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know technical details. So do forgive me for that. I'll be calling things thingy-majigs and thingy-me-bobs.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. So while you've been explaining that, there is a little bit more chat. I'll bring that up to date and then we can crack on. So we've got Keith Farron in the chat, says, hello, Horlicks and friends. Hello, Keith.
Hi, Keith.
And Crafty Chris says, hi, Keith. And Ian Campbell says, thank you for building this for me, Alex. Really appreciated.
No, thank you. No, honestly, thank you for giving me the opportunity and trusting me to do this. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing it. And yeah, I can't wait for you to see it finished and you can have it pride of place wherever you're putting it. So
yeah,
I'll try and keep the dust off it as much as I can, but it might need a bit of dusting. There's a couple of things as well I might need to ask you along the way in, but when we get to them, I will ask you the questions. There's a couple of bits. So, for example, I know you weren't sure if you got pack 13 with the amendments in it. Now, I was trying to sort through, because I think you repacked all this, trying to find some of the issues, and I found another pack 13. So you've actually got 2 upgrade kits. I found one in another one. So we've got plenty of spares, but there's a few things like, how are you going to display the model? Are you going to use it? And then it tells you to use different springs depending on what you're going to. So stuff like that, I'll probably ask you what you want, because it's your model, obviously. And the other thing that, again, it's way off yet, but I realised that we have to put decals on this. Now, personally, I would rather leave them off and let you do that when you've got them home, because obviously, to me, I think you would have to protect them with something. I don't want them to get scratched or knocked or anything like that and damage the decals. So yes, I can probably try and put them on, but I'll probably, if I do, it'll be at the end of the builds, because they're at the front. You can't really see at the moment. If I just hide me and Dave a minute. There you go. They were at the front. So I'm thinking I might just leave them off, you know, because they can be put on at the end. But we'll go through that later on anyway. But yeah, thank you very much for allowing me to do this. And yeah, there might be just a couple of things. I mean, I've had some people say, "Oh, just do all of the extras," but there is a choice. So I'd rather it's your model, so you can tell me what you want from it. But apart from that, yeah, we'll just get on and do what we got to do. So sorry, yeah. Carry on.
Okay, we've got a little bit more chat, a lot of chat coming in fact. So Keith says, hi, Crafty Chris. David Bassett says, I was riding around in a 1-to-1 scale red route master yesterday, namely RM848 at the A&D bus running day. Wow, fantastic.
Yes, I saw that. You commented on the Blue Master post, didn't you?
Made me so jealous. Yeah, absolutely. So, because we don't have any route masters around this area, so not very near anyway. So, Ian Campbell says that thing fits against the bit near the floppy bit.
Yeah, that's it. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to interrupt. This was the the bus that David Bassett was on. He sent a picture of.
Lovely. Yes.
So yeah.
Very nice. With the advert on as well on. So was it a Dark Master then? Because looking at the upper deck windows, looks like a Dark Master to me, but it's got an AC badge. So did it have its AC engine in, David, or did it have something else?
But yeah.
So I'll be talking gobbledygook to anybody who doesn't know anything about route masters. So.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to show it as you mentioned it.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so Dave McBill says, evening, Keith. And Peter Webster says, it's a great build, Alex. You don't need to tank. You don't need tank knowledge, but
No, I think it's just more of a professional level, so I know what I'm talking about. But because
yeah,
there's no actual written instructions, it normally says, add the gafunker to this part and do that and
yeah,
whatever, bloody,
yeah.
but it hasn't got anything written, so I don't know what some of it is. So, but I just thought I'd let you know.
Well, we'll make up our own instructions if I do finally watch it, won't we?
Yeah, that thing fixed against the bit near that floppy bit.
Yeah.
Exactly what Ian said. That's how I roll.
So Ian said he'll send you a dust cover, Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's up to you. Well, you'll send yourself a dust cover, but yeah, I mean, just in case. I don't want it to get too dusty before you have to get it. You'll spend a week dusting it.
So Ian says, I sent pack 13. It was the last box I sent. No, oh, he's stuck. Alex, you've stuck. Hope he didn't go off. Oh, dear me. Is he going to go off?
Oh, hello. Oh,
Yeah.
it went off for a minute there.
Yeah, he did go off for a minute.
What I'm saying, yeah, I know you got one. I got it, but in the boxes was another one. This one's sealed as well, so you've got two pack 13s.
Well,
so somewhere along the line, it's doubled up. That's all I'm saying. But yeah.
Okay. So Yorkshire Crafter says hi, Peter Webster, and Ian Campbell says okay. And Ian Campbell says that decals, that's fine, Alex.
Oh right, yeah. I just thought it'd be better to leave them off because they can be put on it because they're at the front. They can be put on at the end or let you do them because you can put them where you want them. And I don't want them to get knocked or rubbed or damaged. So I'm thinking that I would probably leave for you to do, or I can put them on just before you're coming to pick it up or something, whatever, or I drop it off. But we'll work that out later on. There's a lot of build to go before that.
Yeah, it is. So Keith says hi, Dave McBills, and David Bassett says there are some at the back on the turret, Alex, as well. So,
Okay, yeah.
And Lee says hi, Keith. Crafty Chris says, Dave, we have enough RMs around here. Yeah, we don't. We don't want another one. No, we don't want another one. So Keith says, hi, Anfield Road out in the loft. How's things? Peter Webster says, hi, Keith. Steve131 says, so Dave, have you ever seen Pete and his bus channel? Yes, I am friends with him on Facebook and I follow his YouTube channel as well. So yeah, I know him pretty well. So David Bassett says there are 3 green RMLs in service as well. I think the RM had a different engine as it was a refurbished one with strip lighting inside, etc. BS. Yes. I thought it was a Dark Master. They call them Dark Masters. So John's Model Making says, evening all. Hi, John.
Hi, John. How are you?
And Ian Campbell says, ooh, okay. And Peter Webster says, hi, John. Keith says, hi, Peter Webster. Dave McBill says, evening, John's Model Making. John's Model Making says, hi, Peter, Dave McBills. And Peter Webster says, my pack 13 was half the size of that box. Ooh, okay.
Oh, yeah, well, it is really small. It fits in my hand.
Yeah. Okay. And Keith says Holix is handsome, isn't he? Ha ha ha.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course he is. Of course he's handsome. And Ian says, I might design some special decals or make it a community tank and put names on a fork all over it.
Well, that's cool.
Why not? Why not? Yeah. So, and then John's Model Making says, hi, Holix and Dave. All good, thanks. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. And that's the end of the chat. So let's...
Right. I think we better get on with the build then. So what I will say though, before, if I use my Blue Master to turn my bus off, that's what I call a Dark Master. Right, Leopard. I better turn that back on. Not that you can see it.
We can now.
There you go. Right. So here we go.
Okay. I'll go down cameras. There you are. Okay.
So this was in one of the packs. This must have been, I think this must have been Ian's tea coaster. But just an overview of it. So, considered one of the best main battle tanks in the world, the Leopard 2A6 is an outstanding MBT, providing exceptional firepower, mobility, and maneuverability and protection to the armed forces of 18 nations. Now, yeah, on the intro, you'll see one of these whipping about those bends, and they do go pretty quick, don't they? I always thought tanks were really slow, and obviously they're cumbersome because they're designed to do something, but it was whipping around those dunes and that.
Yeah.
So armament includes a 7.62mm MG3A1 machine gun fired from the arrowhead-shaped turret that extends the armor forward for extra frontal protection. The level of armor protection allows the Leopard 2A6 to present such an intimidating threat by its sheer physical presence that it can be effective in counter-insurgency without having to engage in combat. It's got the Rhine Metal 120mm L55 caliber main gun is the most effective weapons in the tank-on-tank combat, aided by the laser rangefinder and computing system. Greater accuracy is achieved firing on the move, improving chances of first round hit. And it's got the power generated by the MTU 12-cylinder diesel engine provides 1,500 horsepower, allowing speeds of up to 72 kilometers an hour on roads forwards and 31 kilometers an hour in reverse.
Wow.
Okay, so it's got moving metal tracks made of zinc and operated by remote control. It's got engine, main gun, machine gun sounds, engine, main gun, and machine gun sounds. It's got a smoke generator for exhaust smoke. That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Yeah, there you go. It's 68.5 centimeters long, 19.5 centimeters high, and then it's got a width of 23.5 centimeters.
Okay, we have the old inches there as well, don't we?
Yeah. So 27 inches long, 7.5 inches tall, and 9 inches wide.
Okay, and it's a 1/16 scale.
It is a 1/16 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your model is a precise replica of the Bundeswehr Panzer Battalion 104 tank produced for the NATO enforced forward presence. Lithuania 2016. Every detail has been captured and reproduced using the latest 3D modeling techniques. Yeah, molding. The 3D images capture every single component of this Leopard 2A6 MBT and then are used to create a series of over 100 individual molds from which the model parts are formed. The molds are made from solid steel, some of which weigh over 1 ton and can measure over 1 meter squared. Is that? No, that would be 2. I don't know what that is. 1 meter squared, it's got a 2 up there, isn't it? That's got a 3.
So 35 feet.
35 foot, yeah. Each mold is inspected by hand to ensure the resulting parts maintain the original detailing of the initial laser scan. An alloy metal known as Zamac Zamac is used for casting to give the desired combination of lightweight, durability, and fine detailing. Painting. Once the parts have been formed, they're sprayed in precise colours of the Leopard 2A6 NBT registration Y626631. So it tells you the exact tank this has been replicated from.
Wow.
And then production. Our scanning and design process will usually take up to 6 months. After a further 4 months of engineering for each mould, the final parts are ready to be produced in our state-of-the-art factory. All stages of the design and production are carefully vetted and approved by our expert team here at Agora Models. So yeah, there we go. That's a little bit about it. And then if I open this up, we've got a nice big poster.
Oh, aye.
If I can get rid of the light glaring off of it.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
It's a cracking tank, isn't it? Certainly is a cracking tank in that one.
So there you go.
Yes.
So I'm using the Hardware Upgrades mat for this.
Yeah.
And we have got stage 1. So I suppose we better catch up with a little bit more chat while I mute myself and open this packet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there is quite a bit of chat coming. So, okay. So Steve131 says, so Dave, only discovered Pete the other week and instantly thought of you. It's a good channel. Yes, it is. Yeah, he has all sorts of other things as well. Besides Route Masters, he has a Land Rover and a Fergie tractor and all sorts, little Honda bike. So David Bassett says, love it at Horlicks, ding ding, which is your Blue Master. So, and John's Model Making says, your Route Master Bluetooth looks brilliant, Horlicks. Yeah, well, as you know, Horlicks will tell you a bit later on, but you can actually buy them now. So, yeah, you can buy them from partworkupgrades.com. So, and Dave McBuild says, Ukraine will do well with these tanks along with our Challenger 2s. Yes. And Ian said, I agree with that, Dave, and I agree with that as well, Dave. Trying to remain politically separate from things like that. But yeah, I agree totally. And I totally agree that that other countries should be stopped as well from doing what it's doing, persecuting Ukraine. Absolutely disgusting. So, Dave McBill says, Wilder Wayne has built this tank. It's fantastic. Such a great model. John's Model Making says, that tank will look great with my Daleks. Wow. And Peter Webster says, my tank is still not working fully despite the upgrades. I'm still dealing with Agora to fix issues. Okay. And David Bassett says, I agree at Dave McBuild's. You can see all of World of Wayne's videos on his playlist at Horlicks. Yeah, certainly so. So, and that's the end of the chat for now. So, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so there we go. So this is stage 1. So part 1, stage 1. So we've got some information here, which is align the parts. You see, you've got a key of, symbols.
Yeah.
So that means align the parts, press firmly on the lugs until the parts fit. This one is be careful not to over tighten. This one's pay particular attention to the orientation of the parts. And this one is use a hammer.
Use a hammer?
Now, I have actually got a hammer. It's not ideal, but it will do. And I've actually folded up a rubber glove and then taped it to the end. This is going to be for the tracks. And I'm only going to be using lightly. It's a tiny little hammer, but I will probably get one of them little, I think Wayne uses like this little toffee hammer type thing you can change the ends on. But I'll see how I get on with this first. you know, I'm
And
not
at
going
this point, I've got to say, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning.
to. So yeah, that's some of the key what we need to be doing. This talks about using the upgrade pack, which is great because obviously this hasn't been built yet, so we can implement this as we go. So the first upgrade part we need is on stage 10. So we haven't got to worry about there's actually 2 on stage 10. And then you're looking at pack 6, 7, 9 further up. So we need to I need to remember stage 10 pack 2. So this is the first bit. So we're going to be working on the main gun.
Ooh.
And that's the parts. So that's what I see here. So I'm trying to get it all in shot. So we've got the gun, barrel, we've got this part here, we've got the hatch thing,
Yeah.
thingamabob, we've got this bracket, we've got this part of the gun, which must go on there. And then, yeah, this clear bit there, and then we've got a load of screws. It's got AP screws times 2.
Okay. So I'm interested in the screws, how they've done the screws. Are there little stickers on the bag, or are they printed onto the bag?
Printed, and if you rub them hard enough, it comes off.
Ah, right. Okay. So that's a thing we need to look at then for the future. Don't rub your bags because your letters will come off.
I know. I'm going to try and get hold of another. I haven't got any left, but I'm going to try and get one of these.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ian can have that at the end with all the spare screws in case he needs them. But I'll order one up. But yeah, got some BP screws. And we've got some AM screws. So they've gone down the same route. M for metal, I think, and because that's got a tighter thread. And then the P screws have got more of a coarse thread on them to eat into plastic.
Okay. So a little bit of chat just come in. Ian, he says, if you need to buy any items to help build this, Alex, keep a list and I'll reimburse you, mate.
Oh, no, honestly, don't worry about that. No, it's just thank you for letting me let me build it. Okay, so this is a bit. Well, let's just get into the instructions. I'm worrying about it, and I haven't even because the image shows this bit is already connected. Actually, it is on this spare pack. So it must have fallen off. So that is going to go on. Oh, yeah, it's quite loose. So this could be, I don't know whether that's supposed to be, but we'll have a look in the instructions. If not, there is a spare one here if that should be stuck on.
Yeah.
So the first step is to simply put that over there, like so.
So that looks like a sight.
Yeah.
From inside the tank that you'd actually look through. I was going to say, will it go the other side as well? Is it omnidirectional?
Yeah, it goes in either way, and it lines up. So yeah, that's stage 1 complete.
Wow.
Okay, moving on to stage 2. So this is where we've got more parts. So the rest of these parts we're obviously not using at the moment. So it doesn't say anything about. It doesn't say anything about the end of this. So to me, that looks like it did have some glue on it.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm going to open up this other pack. And just have a look at the other one. So lucky enough, there was two. I mean, it wouldn't have been a problem. I can glue that on.
Yeah.
But why glue it?
Well, Peter Webster says, I use the same hammer as Wayne off Amazon and worth every penny. Okay.
Yeah, the other one's the same. So I will run a bit of glue on that, and I'll just make sure that that's lined up where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So they all go to one side for the moment. And then we can start with pack 2. So this will be going somewhere tonight, I promise, because we had a look at this last night, didn't we? And
yeah,
I was like, right, let's do 1 to 4. So I'm going to mute again just while I open this packet.
Okay. Yeah, because these packets are a bit noisy when you're opening them on stream, and if you're wearing headphones and what have you, it does make an awful racket when you're opening these packets. And you know, we like to be a bit courteous when we're doing stuff like this. For you guys, of course, that's wearing headphones, and you don't want to be hearing it crinkly. You want to be hearing it snap together. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got this thingy-majig.
Mm-hmm.
Some more of the hatch. And a spring, I can see on there.
Oh, yeah.
We've got this part here.
Could be a bit more of the hatch.
Yeah, a bit more of the hatch there.
Yeah.
And then we've got this clear piece,
Mm.
which is to do with the hatch as well.
Yeah.
And we've got this another clear piece here.
Yeah, another window, yeah.
Window, I guess that is, yeah. And then we've got some more screws. So we've got CP screws times 9.
Oh.
And then we've got some DP screws times 2.
Oh.
And that is everything out of there. So I can put that to one side and then we can have a look at the build.
Yeah.
So the first step is to align the parts and press firmly on the lugs until the parts fit together. Right, well, I don't think we pushed firmly on this because there's actually, I can see it's got a screw thread.
Ah.
So I believe that will screw into there.
Yeah.
Like so. And that extends that out a bit. Okay, now we want this, like some of the hatch here. I can see now, yeah, it's going to be like a window in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is drop the window in there like so, and it sits over 2 pegs.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try this both ways to see if there's a right and a wrong way.
Yeah, you might. I'm going to say, I would have thought the window would fill the whole sleeve.
Yeah, I think there is a right and a wrong way, and that's got like a, you can see, I don't even see that on camera, but there's a bit of an angle to this window.
Oh, yeah.
So the angle should face the front.
Yeah.
And then if I just get some tweezers, just to
Nip it up.
It's a really tight fit, actually.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's as far as that's going to go in. That's as far as that wants to go in, and that's definitely the right orientation.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that part. I mean, it is pretty flat on there, so you're not going to get it in much more than that anyway. But there is a little gap at the top.
Yeah. But as you say, it's facing the right way because it's slightly angled, isn't it?
It doesn't fit the other way, so it's definitely in the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, so that being done, that's a picture of that bit complete. And now we want to add this part here. And that is going to go over there. So we look like that.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to secure that in with 4 CP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I'll bring up the rest of the chat. Peter Webster says there is an LED in the end of the gun piece. Excuse me. So there's an LED in the end of the gun piece. So yeah.
Oh.
Steve131 says Peter Webster, I got that hammer also. Got it from my LMS.
Right. I'll have a look at that. I'm guessing Wayne's got it in his shop, is he? Because it might be. I know he got on really well with it doing the tracks on this. So
yeah. Peter Webster says, yeah, good little hammer, Steve. And Peter Webster says there are 2 hatches on the top of the turret. Wow. So 2 hatches on top of the turret.
well, these go in lovely.
Good.
Satisfying. You can feel that they're gripping really well, and there's a prominent stop when they don't want to go anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, really nice quality parts.
Brilliant.
Being Agora. So yeah, it's really good. So that's that part done. and that will stop that window from dropping out there.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So let's move on then, shall we? See what else we got to do.
Yeah.
So more on this pack. So we're then going to take this piece and then take the ring. Now, I think that's a clear ring.
Yeah, it looks it, doesn't it?
So I'm just going to examine the part so I can see that there's a, I know it's hard to see, but you've got a hole there, and then you've got a cutout piece. And I think that is this bit here. You've got a hole and then a cutout, and then here you've just got a cutout with no hole.
Yeah.
So I think that's the orientation. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yes, because it's the symbol at the side's telling you about the orientation, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got the two bits there.
Yeah.
So that is going to go in. I see, and it's going to drop in to form the windows. So that's clever.
It is clever.
That pushes into place. Really nice, satisfying fit.
Yeah.
And that's formed the windows.
Super. Now, can you get armor-plated glass?
Armor-plated glass?
I don't know, can you? Can you get armor-plated glass?
I guess so.
Well, I suppose they just make it extra thick, don't they?
Yeah.
I suppose if glass is 6 inches thick, you won't get a bullet through it.
Right. So, next step 9, we're going to take the hatch, and it's got a picture of the spring, and it's saying, So it's actually telling us to remove the spring.
Yeah.
So, removed I have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see. Then we're going to turn this upside down, and we're going to fit the this hatch up through
That.
Through there.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Then we can replace this spring. And then we need to fit that with a DP screw. Now, I'm guessing that's going to have a washer on it, which it does.
Ah, right.
That will keep that spring from coming off. So now it's grit your teeth time.
Yeah. Just mind it don't boing off somewhere.
Because this is a very boingy spring. So what I think I might do is push that down carefully and just grit that for my life. While I put this screw in carefully. Okay. I think I could do with another turn or two.
Yeah.
And carefully let go of the spring. There we go.
Super.
And then that springs back down.
Yeah. They can go peekaboo. Come here.
Yeah. So that's that system. And then that's stage complete.
Oh,
so we've got the gun with the loose bit. I'm going to leave that loose for the moment, because especially as you said, there's an LED that goes in the end. I mean, it does look like it was glued by the factory. you can see, but I just need to make, because that's got an orientation. It needs to be on the right way, so we'll have to worry about that later on.
Yeah.
So that's stage 2 complete.
Excellent.
Hey, now we're on to
Wow.
step 3. So, is there any more chat while I open the new bag?
No, the chat's all up there.
So, this is heavy. So this is going to be a taste of what this is going to be out of, and this is metal.
It's metal as well. Okay, so this is the main turret then. Do you want to?
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah. So this is the main turret of the tank, and this is going to give you some idea of the size of the tank just by looking at the turret. And of course, when Horlicks gets out the packet there, you'll be able to see how big it's going to be. And oh goodness me, yeah. Just going to say, put your palm of your hand across it, Horlicks, and just yes, absolutely, yeah. It's going to be massive, isn't it?
Especially that's just the turret, but yeah, this is metal.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Excellent.
Lovely paint job, actually.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good.
And I'm guessing it'll be, do you think it'll be a machine painting this or someone? So, because I'm wondering if every single model will be slightly different, making them unique.
Yeah, well, it would be unique if it was an individual painting it, wouldn't it?
So
this is where we can see it's got 2 turrets as well, 2 hatches in the turret.
Right. So that's the parts we get in stage 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we get to put some bits and pieces on.
Oh, yes.
So it says the first step is to take this piece that we've just worked on in this orientation.
Yep.
And then place it up through there with the spring system in this gap here.
Ah, right, yeah.
So hopefully, all being well, yes, they all line up, and that fits in there absolutely perfectly.
Lovely.
Okay. And then CP screws times 4, and they will go into there, 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 and there.
Yeah.
I'm just being extra careful to check the instructions step by step.
Yeah, that's obviously very simple.
Because we've got no text or anything, or I just want to be extra vigilant.
Yeah.
And if it takes a little bit longer to check, then I'd rather do that than mess something up and it go in the wrong place, or
of course,
especially not being my model,
Yeah. So John's model making says very impressive. Yeah, certainly is, John. And then John says, night all, catch you later. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Good night.
And Dave McBill says, night, John. And Peter says, night, John.
These screws go in really nicely. and they've got, especially, you know, going into plastic, because, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes it can be a bit scary because it just goes and goes and goes, and next minute it's too late. But this has, it stops when it wants to stop.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to go any more than that.
Superb.
So there we go. So that will go up and probably spin round.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you open this yet, because it's going to be a bit. There must be a mechanism to do that, because you have to do it from inside at the moment, unless it would be like electronic. I don't know.
It could be, yeah.
Okay. So this is the bit where it gets a bit confusing. Oh no, it doesn't. It says it right there. So the next stage is to take this part we got in stage 1.
Yep.
And that's actually already got a little pin on there that's already been pre-installed for us. That's going to fit in the remaining hole in the turret, and then you can just see it's highlighted there with an AP screw, which will go in that hole there.
Brilliant.
And you can see on here at the top, it's got a hole and a locating hole, and on there there's a pin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that will fit perfectly in there.
Yeah.
So I can turn that round. Leave that there for a moment while I grab an AP screw. Yeah, it's really nice to be building something different, you know.
Yeah.
Because I've never done, obviously, I've done my vehicles, and I've been an exception of the R2, but yeah, I'm happy with that. So there is a bit of movement left and right on that, but I think if you just line it up and make sure it's in the middle.
It goes in.
There we go. So we've got another hatch there. Okay. Next step then. We're going to take some BP screws. So I shall grab them out ready. We're going to place the ring on there. I see.
Yep.
And that's going to go around the hatch.
Yeah.
But they're not
on the
highlighted.
outside, yeah.
They've re-highlighted that same screw from the previous issue, from the previous step.
Yeah.
So, but I can see that the screws are fitted in that picture.
Yeah.
So, and then the gap will obviously, so that should be self-explanatory, and it'll all fit. Again, there's locating pegs and all sorts. So that will go in like so, and that fits lovely.
Yeah.
You see that? There's plenty of holes to line up, so that'll only go one way.
Yeah.
So holding that in, we've got 1, 2, 3 screws there.
So a little bit of chat. Julie, Yorkshire Crafter, good night, everyone. Heading to bed. Good night, Julie.
Good night, Julie. Thank you for joining.
And Dave McBill says, night, Julie. Peter Webster says, night, Julie, sleep tight. And David Bassett says, good night, Julie. And Peter Webster says, that hatch is a pain to open.
Oh, what? The spring, the one on the spring? Is it manual then? I suppose it depends what, you know, if you're going to have a man hanging, it depends how, I suppose it depends how you're going to display it, because you're not going to be opening and closing it every 2 minutes. So I guess, you know, if you've got your man hanging out of it.
Yeah.
So that one will open like so. And then this one, I guess you pull up on this bit maybe, and then spin it round.
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to.
Or you want to display it, yeah.
There you go. Lovely jubbly. Okay, next step then is to take the window that we installed.
Yep.
I'm just checking, there's definitely not a right and wrong way. I think that's... Yeah. We want some AM screws for this, and that is going to go in this slot. And then we've got 2 AM screws there holding that in.
Uh-huh.
So if I turn this back over, that's going to fit in the slot, I think. Now, is there a set way to do this?
I was going to say, is that slightly angled as well?
Doesn't quite want to fit. I don't want to be forcing it all too much. It just needs a bit of a...
I was going to say, is there any bits of flash on it? Maybe?
Oh, there you go. I've just got to walk it in.
Uh-huh.
I think. Just wondering if that's supposed to be... It's the same height.
Yeah.
It's a bit confusing, that, because it's the same height, this bracket.
Yeah.
However, that one does go down a lot lower than this one does. But when you look at it...
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's supposed to be at an angle like that. Because that's my inexperience, really, of the tone. Like, does that window look right? Because you can see it's protruding a bit. Like it, I suppose it is, because if you look at the metal frame here, that goes upwards, and I suppose it is straight if you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
And then AM screws.
Let's screw it in.
Now, these are metals, so I might actually get a dab of oil for these.
That's a good idea.
If I can find my oil pot, if it hasn't leaked everywhere.
Oh God, no, I hope not. So Peter Webster says, yeah, manual. I keep my soldier in that sprung hatch.
Ah, right, yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to put a little bit in this. In this tray. And then I can dip and screw.
Yeah. Of course, you aren't going to be popping your head up to look through that window. You'll have a periscope. You'll have a periscope to see through that window.
Yeah. Sorry, my hand's in the way.
You remember the old periscopes? We used to make them at school out of mirrors.
Yeah.
Boxes.
Yeah. You stick it up and you've got two handles on it, and a bit like a submarine one.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely recommend a bit of oil on this because that was quite hard to get in. So you screw it and back it off, screw it, back it off, and then it goes in really nicely.
Lovely.
With the oil. And there we go, that's the back part in. Right. So that's stage complete.
Excellent.
Next, we're going to be working on pack 4, and we've got some of the tracks and some more of the turret detail there. Okay, so we put this aside, and this is the bit I was nervous about.
It looks like the turret's going to get even bigger.
Yeah. So I'm going to mute again.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like there's quite a bit more to the turret yet, so it's going to get even bigger. Yeah, I can see exactly where it goes now. I can see that there's this little cutout bit on the top there of the turret. And it'll obviously screw to that. So, and there's some track bits as well by the looks of it. So yeah, and that's the first bit of the tracks. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, bits of the track.
Oh yeah.
Nervous about.
Okay.
Actually, there's something. Oh yeah, it's the middle bit. So yeah, some track. We've got some EP screws.
EPs.
And then this part here, which is plastic.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so step 1 then is to push that in place.
Oh, on the side of the turret there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can line that up with these 5 posts. And there we go. And that has gone in nicely.
Yeah.
And then there's a step 2, which just shows you it in place. So that looks good to me.
Yeah. Well, surely you'd have to screw it in place, would you?
Yeah, so there is a bit of detail that's differs between these. You can see there's some sort of hook on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not there now.
Spot the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they glued that on for us.
It'd be a recovery hook on that.
Okay, then what we're going to do is use 5 EP screws to screw all this down.
No, maybe it won't be a recovery hook. It'll probably be a hook for taking the turret off, perhaps. I can't imagine it would be recovered by the turret. So David Bassett says that Weld Wayne saved the bits of the track until he had enough to make a long section altogether.
Yeah, well, I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see it's going to be new, so I don't know. I just need to get a handle on how it goes together. It might be a case that I do that.
And Dave McBill says you're going to need a bigger desk when the build gets bigger, Alex.
Well, I've built the Route Master on here, so I'm guessing I should be all right.
Yeah, it's only half an inch shorter than the Route Master.
But obviously, I haven't got. Obviously, I'm in a room. I can't. I'd love a massive build desk, but trying to find one that's suitable, because I've got a couple of monitors up here and I've got this shelf which gets in the way. But if I had, I've got my modeling stuff on there, but if I had a shelf without the shelf there, all that would just be on the desk, so I still wouldn't have a room.
Of course, yeah.
Unless I mount the monitors on the wall, and I don't really want to do that.
No.
Because I'd love to do that, but obviously in rented accommodation, I don't want to be putting holes everywhere.
I think the advantage to this over the Route Master will be it's not going to be as high.
Yeah. Okay, so that is that step done. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Now it's the track time.
Oh.
So let me just carefully move this away for now. And then we'll have a look at these tracks and see what we've got to do and stuff.
Yeah.
I know everyone was saying before, oh, you'll have fun with them tracks. And actually, after seeing them, I'm a bit nervous, but just find my hobby knife to cut into this. Okay. So it says step 1. You need to take a track and get it in the correct orientation. So that looks like that way up. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way, as in there is.
There is, yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can just see these blocks. There's like some rectangles on the back edge of this. I know it's really hard for you to see, but let me get the light right in. So you can see if the camera works.
Oh yes.
You've got 2 rectangles on the I'm going to call the back.
Yeah.
And then these there's like a gap there. So that's what I'm looking at there. Is the rectangles are there and there, and then the L piece that just stops there. So I'm putting it down to be that way around.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Then we want one of these. No, it's not magnetic. One of these, and it's got the shape for us on there.
Yeah.
As opposed to this one.
Yes.
Is slightly different. Sorry. Again, this is slightly different. It's because this has got like a. Let me just see that it's got a bit protruding out that side.
Oh yeah.
But it hasn't on this side. It's recessed.
Okay.
They're showing that with the pointy bit facing upwards, and it does say that like you've got a diagram. It's saying look careful of the orientation.
Yeah. Oh, the pointy bit's on the edge of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So that goes in like that. We then place another track. So I'm sure this will become second nature, you know, towards the end.
Yeah.
So that goes in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got a bit of metal in there, stopping me put that in. I'm going to have to get a file out for that.
Uh-huh.
Oh. And one's just so
Peter Webster says, I don't know how Wayne had the patience to build long lengths of track in one go, as was beyond me. Joined 5 maximum. I got bored of doing them. After that, they came in every issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the fun. I think I'll be all right. And do you know what? I probably will do this. I mean, I don't know. It might be a bit boring for the audience, but that's it. I think I'll do this every week just to get it. Well, that's gone in now. I just had to file the inside of that out because there was a lot of metals. There's actually same on that one as well. But it doesn't take a lot to get rid of that. So we've got 2 together. We then put one of these pins. And again, you've got an orientation. You've got a pin up the top, but I'm trying to work out which way, because that's got an orientation.
Yeah. Looking at it, that curved bit needs to be underneath.
Yeah.
So Peter Webster says, if you have OCD, be sure to make sure all the pips are all the same side and the way around. And then Steve131 says, back again, wife nicked the tablet one was using. Okay. And Peter Webster says, welcome back, Steve. And Peter Webster says, I'm still finding those connectors under the sofa.
Do you get spares then, or? Right. That wasn't too bad. That's gone in.
Yeah. So
Okay.
a little pip on the end needs to be the right way around on every one.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you worry about that. I've not officially got OCD, but oh my God.
Okay, and another bit of advice from Peter. He says, check each hole in the tracks. Plenty come blocked. So you'll have to check each hole in each one, because he says that plenty come blocked.
Wow. Oh, you're supposed to put that on there then.
Hammer it on. Is that where your hammer comes in?
Yeah,
But you've got to get that the right way up. I'm sort of guessing here that the smiley face bit of it needs to be matched up with the other side smiley face.
yeah.
Come in.
Well, I'm just going to mute a minute.
Okay. So while he's doing that, I'm just going to bring up this little bit of chat. So this is where the hammer might come into use, says Dave McBuild. And Peter Webster says, I can sit back and watch now, knowing man's done. It hasn't gone in there, even though he's hammered it. You have to give it a really good belt, do you think?
Possibly,
Knock
but
it
it
down.
actually is echoing around the house.
I was going to say, yeah. No, still not done it. He's going to change his tactic now and put it on the top. Do we know if he's got it the right way around? Due to the orientation. I would have thought so. So Dave McBuild says that make sure the holes aren't blocked, Alex. And then David Bassett says, I remember Welder Wayne pushing it down like you are, Alex. It needs a lot of force to get them all the way in.
Yeah. I don't think there's any blockage in the hole. But I will run my.
So Peter Webster says you won't push them together, needs hammering, and that's why they shoot away. Have you got a concrete floor? No, I think you're going to have to give it one out. It's going, I think.
Yeah, this is. I forgot to mute. Sorry about your ears.
It's all right.
It's still hanging out. It needs a real good. I need to find something that's more suitable. I think this hammer might be too big, or I'm conscious about the noise because Michelle goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I could just nip it outside quick.
Yeah.
Right, you keep everyone talking for a minute. I'll just go and see if I can get this bit on. But obviously, it's dark, so I don't want to. I don't think it's a good idea actually, because I don't want to lose that bit. If it pings off, maybe I should take the rubber glove off. Maybe that's not helping.
Yeah, you certainly need one end of it on something very solid, probably more solid than what your desk is. So yeah, either a steel slab or concrete or something to give it a whack. You know, if you had a piece of 4" by 4" by 1/2 inch thick piece of mild steel or something that you could put on your floor, you could hammer it on the floor and it wouldn't bang so much around the rooms.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be on your desk. It would be on the floor.
Right. We have one more go here without the bit on the hammer.
It's not gone yet. Dave McBill says a sledgehammer might do it, laughing out loud. And Peter Webster says that way is harder. Keep the connector piece on the desk. Yeah, and then it hopefully won't slip away. Does it look as though it's going? We're waiting for shockwaves now to come up through the ground. So yeah, it just needs a bit of concrete to whack it on. So if my lad was around, he'd say, whack it, don't tap it. So, oh yes, that's a good idea, Ian. Yeah, so Ian says get a desk space to push them together. Yeah, could just get it started just that little bit and then vice it together. Yeah, that's a good idea. So Peter Webster says he ended up with a 1, 2, 3 block underneath to stop rebound. And Dave McBill says good idea, Ian. Yes, I already mentioned it would be a good idea. It's together.
Well, yeah, that's gone in now.
Right.
So I'm not sure how much movement. It's supposed to have plenty of movement. I guess. I mean, it's going to go up round like that, isn't it? So I think that's
yeah.
okay.
the whole thing is it didn't want to move side to side, but it wants to move round and round, which is what it'll do in that orientation like that, which is good.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you was about or not, but Ian suggested get a desk space to push them together.
Do you know what? That might be a great idea. Bolt it on here. I can line it up and then just twizzle it, and then it should push it together flat. Again, I need to have a look at. I thought I had one, but I don't actually know where it is.
Okay.
I might have to look in the shed. I might have one in the shed. If I can find it, I'll dig it out, and then it's quite a big one. I had it like in my old house. If you remember, a big black.
I do. I do. Yeah, I do remember. So Steve 131 says Dave McBills, that's what they use in the real world. Laughing out loud. And, Dave McBills says laughing out loud, Steve. And Ian Campbell says I'll get you one sent to you, Alex.
Oh, thank you. So it needs to be really careful which way this goes. So that is still correct. So the next part goes on.
So Peter says, go on, Alex, hit it.
I did, but it's really loud on this desk. I just did it in the kitchen, on the work surface, and it didn't make half as much noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be a case that until I can do this silently.
Which hopefully you'll be able to do once you get them lined up on a...
So yeah, these holes definitely need clearing out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So Dave McBill says he's going to say good night, guys, and you're doing a grand job, Alex. Good night to all in chat. So good night, Dave Mac.
Thank you, Dave.
And Chris says night, Dave. And Lee says night, Dave.
Okay, and then another one of them. Clear them holes, just to make them fit.
Yeah. See if you could get it to just enter like that, then pop it in your vise, you could just squeeze them together, couldn't you?
Yeah, because it would go on like, you know, it would go in evenly and
like
a press.
Yeah.
I think.
So Steve 131 says night, Dave Mac, and Peter Webster says a trial device was too frustrating, having to hold all the pieces in line, and when the track gets together, they're around 4 foot long each. Goodness me.
Mm.
And Steve 131 says that reminds me of the Hachette Tiger tank.
Right, back momentarily.
Okay, no worries. He's obviously gone to use his hammer. If I had a hammer in the morning. I'm tired tonight, guys, so I can't really sing. So, well, fortunately for you guys, or unfortunately, whatever. So, yeah, I can see the problem there, Peter Webster. Once they get a lot of track, they're going to be down heavy to get in the right, to get lined up properly, aren't they? And then squeeze them in a vice. So, but yeah, I suppose it's what you get used to, really. You only have to do this once, don't you? So it's not too bad. And if you've got a vice with some good flat surfaces on the vice, and you know, a little bit of gripper, a little bit of engine turning on your vice to grip it, hopefully they should go in. But yeah, I can understand that frustrating having to get everything lined up to get it in. Be quite annoying, I would have thought. So, and Peter Webster says also, I had to drill a lot of the holes out on the tracks. And he's also said good night to Dave Mack.
Okay.
It's in, yeah.
So I'm guessing, you know, with the thought, I mean, they were saying about the vice was too frustrating because you have to hold it all in line. But surely you can just sort of hold it and dangle the last link in.
Yeah.
I know it'll be long, but I guess you could gather it, hold it, drop it in the vice, sort of that angle, and then.
Yeah, and if you got some double-sided sticky tape to stick on one side of the vice, you could stick a little bit on one side of the vice so that it was in the right orientation for just winding the vice up once you've got it lined up.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't have to hold that little bit then, would you? You just have to stick it on the double-sided sticky tape. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, getting it in, the second one was okay. Like, it took some banging, but
yeah,
once I managed to push it and it stayed on.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the first 3 done anyway. So
yeah.
It then says stage complete, and it's got an extra bit here. So are these bits spare, or are these what they send as spares for each part of the track, or will this all be used in the next lot of track?
That's what I'm guessing, is that they'll be used for the next lot of track.
I guess because if you make another 3, this would then connect this 3 to the other 3.
Yeah.
And vice versa, and it'll keep going like that. So I need to keep them safe.
Yeah.
But that's a bit worrying, like if we don't get any spares, because surely some of these are likely to break at some point.
Yeah. So Peter says the longer they are, the harder they are to assemble. And then he also says that only 153 left.
Yeah, because I can say we had this conversation the other day, but remind me, there was something about the tracks, and were they supposed to be 83 links long or something, and they're supposed to be a different number?
79 was it? Or something?
79 or something.
Yes. I think there was a mistake on however many there was or something, wasn't they?
So that's a special tool, like almost like a pair of pliers that you can, like a plier vice type thing, where you've got a handle with a vice on the ends that you can put on and twist the handle.
I think that'll probably be too fiddly, but I remember Adrian building tracks, and he used a a monkey wrench that you could actually squeeze the track bits together. But I can't remember what the track bits look like, whether they look like that or something different.
But anyway, that's stage 4 complete. So we've got 3 bits of the track eventually.
Yeah.
And the top part.
Top part of the turret, yeah. Yeah.
And there we go.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Ian's tank is starting to be born.
Yes, indeed. So Ian says superb.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I can see why everyone said, "Oh, you'll have fun with them tracks." It doesn't feel right smashing these. You have to bang them on pretty hard, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel comfortable banging them on that hard with a hammer.
Yeah.
So I think with a vice, it'd be more,
Ian says price has been sent to the company address.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Ian. Yeah. Yeah, that should help a lot. And then
and I think if you use my little thing of putting double-sided sticky tape on one side, putting the little bits on the double-sided sticky tape, they'll stay in place. Then all you've got to do then is line it all up and squeeze it together.
Yeah.
Rather than having a fiddly bit that'll drop down, you can put your bit on the double-sided sticky tape on one side. You can then put your long legs of the track together, and then just all you've got to do is just line it up and squeeze.
Yeah.
So John Mortimer says, looking forward to seeing how you get on with the Leopard. I found the small engineering vice on the bench with the track supported on a block metal to hammer on. Okay, so it's just the back end of a small engineering vice to do that. And Peter Webster says, hi, John.
Yes, I think I'll get a system. It's just a case of what works, doesn't it, for the individual, and I'll suss it out. I'll find the best way of doing it. It's no good doing it on this desk. It just didn't work. It works better on the kitchen side. It'll be even better outside. I think if I put some active car, like I was using, you can see how hard I've had to hit this because it's imprinted into the card.
Yeah.
If I use something like this, but I'd say the vice should, that should be the answer, because as long as I can get the gist of it and getting it in the right position, as you say, if it doesn't, I mean, I can push that on and it normally stays on, but if it doesn't, as Dave said, you can use some like double-sided tape or something, stick that into it, line it all up and just twizzle the vice, and then it should just gracefully squeeze it all together.
Yeah, should do. So Peter Webster says there's 80 but ended up 78. Okay, so that's obviously each side.
Yeah, do they say later on in the build to remove some, or was it just something that the community found worked better?
Yeah, that I don't know. So, and Ian says it'll be delivered tomorrow, bud.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so we'll have a go with that next week then.
Yeah.
Or I might actually, because I think there might be a duplicate of this. I might see if there is one. I might grab the tracks out and have a little practice run on some spare ones.
Yeah.
Ahead of the show, then I'll say, right, this is how you do it, and then we'll have it done.
Yeah. So Peter Webster says, I got my wife to finish my track. She mastered it.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think, eventually I'll just get into a routine of doing it. I think it was just scary because I'm not used to manhandling things like that and smashing it with a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a bit alien to me. I'm like, oh, this isn't my build, and I'm smashing it up with a hammer. I mean, I know another member of the community that might be ideal at the job, but so yeah, that's those steps done. So I'm going to keep that, and then yeah, I'll just keep this together, I think. Yeah, so there we go then. That's 4 stages done. I think that's enough for tonight.
Yeah.
That's what I advertised to do.
Yeah.
We've got 1 spare screw of each, so I'm going to get hold of a screw pot for that as well.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll label them up like this one, and then I can put all the screws in. So I shall sort that, and then yeah, there's another CP screw there.
I was going to say, if you've got a separate plastic box to put this lot in, pop it in a plastic box like I do, and till the next time.
Yes, I haven't got one yet, but I will have to. I'll order one. Right, let me come cameras up.
Okay. Well, Ian Campbell says, nicely done, Alex. Great start, mate.
Thank you.
I think so as well. I think it's a great start.
Thank you very much.
And he says, I have a screw box sent. I'll have a screw box sent, he says.
Oh, yes. Thank you. You don't need to. Like, I can get they're pens, aren't they? Really.
And Steve131 says, very nice. Well, Jeff. Thank you.
So yeah, all that's left really is the. Let me come back a minute. Just the end of this loose, and I think it's supposed to be fixed, but there is a shape to this, so I need to work out. I think it goes on like that with the sight on the side.
Uh-huh.
But it's getting it lined up in the right place before I glue it.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Now, I was going to say, have you got any masking tape or something like that? You could just tape it on the end for now.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So that you don't lose it, and then you might then be able to fathom that out a bit later on.
Yeah, I don't want to go rushing into that because, as I say, there is supposed to. I did have some. There it is. There was talk of LEDs and that going in the end, so maybe it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's been glued from the factory, but maybe it's not, and maybe it's left off for a reason. So I don't want to go too hasty and put a dab of glue on there. And
yeah. Okay, so Lee says, good build. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
Peter Webster says it gets covered in the build last stages. Right. So it's got to be a long time before it's glued up then. So Ian Campbell says, screw box will be with you Wednesday, Alex.
Okay.
And then Ian Campbell said, left off to fit the LED, question mark. Yeah, that's quite possible. That's quite possible, isn't it? Yeah, they left it off to fit the LED at a later stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite possible.
No, it's not going to fit.
No.
So I'm going to put that safe in there. I'm going to do all these baggies up.
Yeah. So David Bassett said, good build tonight, Horlicks.
Thank you, David. Yeah.
Because it's a good start to the tank. And I think you're planning on doing it pretty much every Monday, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. And as we said before, it'll be Geordie Dave that's in my place normally. Unless, of course, he has to work, and then I'll help out, no problem.
So this is a spare issue I'm just taping up.
Yeah.
Because this was exactly the same, which is making me wonder if it should have been left off. I mean, it didn't say in the manual, it showed it as attached, but
yeah.
On the other hand, this plastic could be quite a nice mould because that's sitting where it wants to sit because of the mould.
Yeah.
So it could be a case that I use that as the, if I have to glue it on.
As the template, yeah.
That'd be the template to fit that on. Well, I'm just taking this back up because I don't know, Ian might want to do something with the spares, or obviously keep all the spares together and then he can do what he sees fit with it when he gets it back. Right, so there we go.
Okay. Oh, no, right. There we are. So David Bassett says, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Oh, yes, please.
Well, what can I say? Really enjoyed that. I was sweating a bit when it got to getting the hammer out. But I'm sure that'll ease. And as I say, thank you. The voice, I think, will be a great help.
Yeah.
I need to try and find something to put this all in.
We've got chat coming in like Billy O now. So Peter Webster says, good start, Alex. Plenty of growling moments to come. Okay. And then we've got Geordie Dave that's joined us. Hi, everyone. Hi, Geordie Dave.
Hi, Geordie.
And then Ian Campbell says, I thought the camera was at the end of the gun, ? Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think
Oh.
It does look like it, doesn't it? Like when you see the pictures, maybe there is a camera in the end as well.
Mm. Peter Webster said, hi, Geordie. Ian Campbell says, hi, Geordie Dave. David Bassett says, evening, Geordie Dave. And Geordie Dave says, hi, Peter, Ian and David. And Steve131 says, hello, Geordie Dave. Okay, so that's chat brought to today.
Okay, lovely. Well, that's the end of the show. Obviously, I'm sure Geordie will watch back. We're going to call things thingamabobs and stuff like that because I don't really know anything about it. I've lost a file, which is not ideal.
I bet you put it with the parts, so...
Well, 2 came out, but there's one missing, so it's probably loose in the drawer or somewhere where I've been modelling for the Bedford. But that will bug me until I've found it, so that will be my job after the stream. Anyway. Yeah, cool.
Okay. Well, still got loads of chat coming in, and Peter Robson says, I think the camera is in the turret and muzzle flash LED in the barrel.
Okay.
Johnny Dave says, hi, Steve131. Peter Robson says, mine was loose. Okay. Ian Campbell says, you did well putting the thing in the thingy. And we've got Richard Willie says, how are you, Horlicks? How are your builds coming along?
Hi, yeah, good. Yeah. They're all, the only ones I've got on the go at the moment is this tank I'm doing tonight, which is property of Ian Campbell here in the chat. who runs Partwork Upgrades. So I'm building it for him. Apart from that, I've got the VW camper currently going, and the rest of my builds are all complete, and all the videos are in playlists on my channel. There's extra issues for the videos for the Route Master because I've been modding it. So, example, I've got a base here with switches on. I've added indicators on the sides. What else have we done? There's a Bluetooth mod for it called the Blue Master, which is now on sale. With step-by-step instructions on how to install. Apart from that, everything's good. Everything's done. So it's just the two. Obviously the DeLorean's finished, but I no longer own that. I had that quite a few years on the shelf, and I decided to part with, just because of space, really. If I had more space, I would have kept them all, but it was getting so silly, and I love building stuff. And this is why this is ideal, because I can enjoy the hobby, build this, but not have to worry about where I'm going to put it. Because I'll be passing it back to Ian, and then I'm like, right, there you go, there's your, and then I haven't got to use any space up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay.
The only ones is this one, which we've just started today. So we've just done pack one, stage 1 to 4, and then the VW camper we're up to stage 40. We've just done issue 40, I think, on that one. So yeah, they're the only two current ones I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then the Bedford. So I've got the plastic model kit that me and Dave do normally on a Saturday evening. So I've just seen that last comment. Are you doing the Titanic? No, I'd love to, and it looks really cool, but there's just no way I've got room for that. If I put it on that shelf there, it would be hanging off the side. It's that long, isn't it?
Massive, yeah. It's massive.
So
a few more comments then. So Peter Webster says, hi Richard. Jody Dave says, yes, later to keep me awake. Yeah. And David Bassett says, that was fantastic tonight.
Fantastic.
Okay. So Ian Campbell says, nice one, Dave. And Richard Willis says, are you doing the Titanic at all? No, he's not doing the Titanic. But there is other people in this chat tonight. Jordy Dave, for instance, he's doing the Titanic.
Yeah, Jordy Dave does the Titanic.
Yeah, he's doing the Titanic. So. Jordy Dave says, Horlicks helps me with the Titanic. Yeah, there you go. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think who does it. I think Dave Mack does it, doesn't he? Jordy Dave, Mark's Mods does it. Who else is doing it?
I don't think you're doing it, are you, Peter? Peter, Steve 131.
My head. Well, I'm sorry if I've missed you, but that's a few that do it. So it does look like a great build.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right then, well, I think we better say good night. It's 10 o'clock. Been going for 2 hours. Really enjoyed that though. So yeah.
Okay. Well, what's happening tomorrow then? So tomorrow's Tuesday. Well, it'll be the Eddie Stubb ad on Christine's channel. So Crafty Chris will be doing the Eddie Stubb ad wagon at 7 p.m. And then will there be a Johnny Dave Dano build at after that?
No, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Okay, right.
Jordy's work commitments. I believe he's got to be out super early on Wednesday, so he's decided to not do Panic this week. Unless that's changed, Billy will catch up and do a double issue the following Tuesday.
Following week, yeah. Okay, jolly good. So that's what's happening tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, Johnny Dave's just put Building with the Boys is doing it as well on live. So yeah. He's doing
it. but for me, currently, just VW and now this tank and other little bits and pieces and odd streams and making things and electrical things and literally buried in the current state of things at the moment. I'm just sort of buried in wiring.
I'll just show that to the camera. Let me put you on full screen.
Oh, what, my wiring?
Yeah.
What I'm having to deal with.
Yeah.
I tried to unravel it neatly and it went boom, and then it went like a bouffon.
Spaghetti, yeah. Gordon Bennett.
Oh, yeah. It just lives in the corner. So
David Bassett says, walking past Wickham's One Theatre yesterday, I saw they were advertising for the latest production, Titanic the Musical. The mind boggles. Yeah. They make everything into a musical nowadays, don't they? So Peter Webster says, night all till next time. Good night, Peter. Thanks for joining and thanks for the advice.
Actually, I think I've seen that advertised, the Titanic the Musical. And I don't think it's quite what it makes out to be. Unless I'm wrong, it looked amazing. So they play the film on a big cinema. But they've got a live orchestra underneath doing live music for the film.
Wow.
All live. And I watched a little clip of it, if it's what I'm thinking it is, and it gave me goosebumps. It's like the War of the Worlds. I would have loved to have seen that in the theatre. And they play, they do like the music video and that. But it was a live orchestra doing it underneath with live singers and everything. And it just gave it that. It looked really cool. So yeah, I think that's what it is, Titanic the Musical. So it's, you play the film, but they mute all the music and they play the music live underneath in the orchestra. So
yeah, a bit like the old days.
Definitely. But it gave me goosebumps. The clip I watched, I was like, wow, what an amazing thing. So I would actually really like to go and see that. But I'm not sure.
Okay. So David Bassett says, good night, everyone. Good night, David. And Crafty Chris says, good night, everyone. Good night, Dylan.
Good night, Chris. Thank you.
David Bassett says he saw the War of the Worlds at O2, was amazing.
Oh, jealous. Yeah, I'd love to see War of the Worlds as well. There's so many things I'd like to see, but it's just, I don't know. I don't want to. I feel a bit awkward going on my own. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. Like, I have gone to the odd gig. I did go to a gig on my own. It was the script, and actually I had a blast. But just the thought of going to something like that on my own,
a
bit daunting. Like, it'd be nice to go and experience it with someone, or So I think that's sort of why I don't. And it's money as well.
Yeah, of course.
Especially that big thing, London and London theatres and that, I really wanted to see the Harry Potter production thing they did. They did like 2-part, and it was a whole day thing. I think the first part was 5 or 6 hours, and then if you wanted, you could have an hour break and then do the other half, which was another 5 hours. It's a whole day in this theatre, and it looked amazing. But again, I'd want to be with someone. So
wow.
Anyway, let's say goodbyes then.
Okay, just before I do that then, Lee says it's a good stream. Thank you, Lee. And
Thanks,
Lee also says that he's live at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So, you found it?
It was hanging on the windowsill upwards because it had fallen out.
All right.
I'd never have found that if I didn't spot it gleaming.
No. David Bassett says, I do relate to that Horlicks. I actually took my ex. She really loves the album. The Martian War Machine was fabulous.
Yeah, I listen to War of the Worlds a lot, especially at work. And I actually quite like the new edition as well. And I know some people a bit will know. I like the original. I love the original as well. It's just the new one's basically the same, new generation, isn't it? But it's just got a few extra techno beats in there, and I think that it's quite nice and refreshing.
Yeah,
I do always go back to the old one. I've got it on vinyl as well. Sounds amazing. It sounds better on the vinyl.
Yeah, with a few crackles.
Yeah, that makes it really. I love vinyl records and the sound.
There's nothing like them, is there really? Like vinyls. Okay, so do you want to end it there then?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you.
Well, I think tonight's been absolutely amazing. Thank you ever so much for letting me pop in tonight. I know that it's not normally going to be me that's doing this. It's going to be normally Geordie Dave that's doing this. And but yeah, I've had a blast tonight doing this. A blast, get it? A blast. So yeah. So yeah, it's a good night from me. Please remember to give Horlicks a nice thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And yeah, we'll see you around the community. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Crafty Chris's channel for the Eddie Stubbs. So it's good night from me.
Lovely, yeah, and thank you very much, Dave, for stepping in and helping out. Yeah, it's been great to have you here. You know, feel free to come into the stream anytime you want. You know, if you want to come in. You know, you're more than welcome anytime you want to come in, whether Geordie's here or not. So, but yeah, I'll leave that up to you. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, thank you, Ian. Thank you for getting the bits for me towards the end there, the device and that'll make things a lot easier for me. So I really appreciate that. And again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to build this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some more done. So yeah, a few more bits of chat before I just knock off. David Bassett says it's richer sound on vinyl. Yeah, it is. And you get the nice crackle as well. It just sounds, sounds nice. Ian says night to all. So yeah, good night, Ian. Thank you. Johnny Day says night to everyone. Night all.
Good night, Lee.
David Bassett says great work as the substitute tonight, Sir Dave.
Thank you.
And then Johnny Day says the more the merrier. So yeah, no pressure, Dave. I know you've got a life and things to do, but if you do ever want to come into the stream, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you ever so much.
So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Run my updated outro. So yeah, good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Electric Boogaloo.